Let me tell you guys a story today. In my sophomore year of high school, my parents threw a big curveball in my life. They told me we were moving. And all my life, I had grown up in one school district in one little town. And they told me we were going from one town to the next town in a different school district. And I was so scared. You know, after my parents told me that we were moving, after I got to thinking, I started making excuses of why we shouldn't move. I have good friends in my neighborhood. I have good friends at school. I don't know if I'll make friends at the other school. What if I lose all my friends here in this school that I'm already at? And I even went so far as to threaten my parents saying, I'm gonna run away. And even through all of these excuses, all of these threats I made to my parents, we still moved. We still moved to that new school, and I was terrified. And you know though, I really shouldn't have been. I made friends immediately. I got into a good friend group. My grades actually increased with the new school. And you know, through all this, my parents, they weren't worrying, they weren't stressed out because they researched where we're going. They made sure we moved into a good neighborhood with good people. They made sure the school district we moved to was good, that the school district wasn't bad at all. They even went so far as to research the high school band because I attended band. They made sure that I was going into a good band. You know, this kind of reminds me of one of our devotionals that we read this last week about Moses talking to God. God had talked to Moses and he said that you are the one to go get the Israelites out of Egypt. You know, when God first told this to Moses, Moses was like, well, why me? What am I to do this? And God replied, well, I have sent you. I will be there with you, and I will always be there to help you. And you know, after God had said this, Moses thought to himself, and he said, well, what if when I go tell the Israelites about what you had told me, what if they don't believe that you are the one who told me? God replied to Moses saying, I am who I am. I am the God of Abraham, I am the God of Isaac, and I am the God of Jacob. I am God. And after that, Moses replied, well, once I get to talking to the Israelites and get them, how do I do this? How do I prove to the Pharaoh that you are telling me to do this and that I'm supposed to take the Israelites? And God replied to Moses saying, I will show you the works. Look at your staff, throw it down. When Moses did this and he threw down his staff, it turned into a snake. And when he picked up the snake by its tail, it turned back into a staff. And God said, all right, now grab into your cloak. And Moses did, and he pulled out a skin of a leprous. And when he looked at it, it became white as snow. And when he put it back into his cloak, it had color again. And finally, God told Moses, go to the Nile, get water out of the Nile, and pour it on the ground. And when it pours on the ground, it will become blood. It will turn into blood. You know, after that, God was with Moses, and God made miracles happen throughout this journey with Moses. You know, just like I had to trust my parents to know what was best, just like Moses trusted God because he knows best, we have to trust God too because he knows what's best for us. And this has been the Heart of Devotion.